Now, Darren Waller, he's the best athlete rapper, I think, currently. Like, his music is decent. I don't know if you guys seen the, interview with John Gruden where him and John Gruden are singing a song word for word. It's hilarious. John Gruden, one of my favorite guys in media right now with his podcast and what he does. Got me feeling nicey. I love his shit. But in that interview, he asked Darren Waller, what would it take to get you back to play football? And it was John Gruden, if he's coaching, or Frank Smith, the offensive coordinator for the Miami Dolphins. Those two guys could get Darren Waller back to playing football. And the Miami Dolphins just made a trade. Darren Waller's coming out of retirement. They're getting him to replace Jonu Smith, and he's going to be reunited with Frank Smith, a guy who was a tight ends coach for the Raiders from 2018 to 2020. 2019 and 2020 were elite seasons from Darren Waller. In 2018, he had 1,145 yards receiving, 90 catches, 3 touchdowns. In 2019, he had almost 1,200 yards receiving, 107 receptions, 9 touchdowns. So in this system that the Dolphins are running right now, Darren Waller's put up elite production. So him coming back, I know he's 33 years old, didn't play football for a year, just rapping. He still looks in great shape. This is somebody that's 6'6", insane athlete, great freak. I think he could come back and be one of those guys. Those players that, they just get back on the football field and they're great again. I think Darren Waller could be that too. The irony behind this whole situation, though, is Darren Waller retired from the Giants because they put him in at fullback. The Dolphins had Jonu Smith in the backfield a lot, quite often. So we'll see what he does with that. But Frank Smith is a guy he trusts. Frank Smith is a guy that knows how to coach him, knows how to get the most out of him, knows how to keep him motivated. So I think this is a situation that could benefit the Dolphins and, Darren Waller. It's a no-lose situation for the Dolphins and Darren Waller. They lose nothing. This tight end room, obviously it's a little shaky. It looks a little questionable, looks a little sus. But if Darren Waller could come in and be a fraction of the player he was in Vegas, I mean, even with the Giants, quarterback play was terrible. He still had a game where he had 7 catches, 98 yards receiving, and a touchdown against Washington in 2023. So he still showed it in some flashes that he could still be that great tight end. And in the right situation, in the right scheme, with the right coaches, with the staff that's going to, pour into him, I think you can get the most out of him. He's definitely a different dude. The whole Kelsey Plum situation, he's an interesting dude. But on the football field, he's one of those ones. So I would want nothing more than just seeing Darren Waller be elite once again. 33 years old, but like I said, he's a freak athlete. I mean, Jonu Smith had a career year at the tight end position last year for the Dolphins. Jonu Smith had 884 yards receiving and 8 touchdowns. Like, he was a Pro Bowl tight end type of production. Great year from him. And just replacing it with Darren Waller seems crazy. An old Darren Waller, a crazy Darren Waller. Seems crazy, but this definitely could be a move that's one of those underrated moves that pans out greatly for the Dolphins. And I think if I'm going to give a prediction on this situation, get the checkbook ready. 600 yards plus for Darren Waller this season in Miami. I think he has a resurrection to his career in Miami. He has 2 really good seasons, these next 2 seasons in Miami, with Frank Smith and Mike McDaniel. Those 2 guys get him back to being elite. That's what I'm hoping for. That's what we're all hoping for, because Darren Waller was one of those ones, like I said. But we'll see if it comes to fruition this season. Some people thought the NFC North was going to be the worst division in football this season. They thought it was going to be as bad as the NFC South.